He is Jon Mozes from the Altoona Curve, watching the skies as well, wondering if they can get their ball game in tonight. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. All right, John, you got the galoshes ready?
Yeah, we're prepared for a little bit of rain this afternoon, but looks like we'll have a window later tonight to get the game in full.
That's good. That's absolutely terrific. I don't think folks realize, John, that the minor league season ends about a month before the major league season, and so there are not all that many more opportunities to see the Curve in action. What do you have, like 3 series left after this one?
Yeah, that's right. We're home through Sunday this week, and then we go away for 2 weeks, and then we're home for 2 weeks where we'll play the New York Yankees affiliate, Somerset, and then we'll play the Richmond Flying Squirrels, the Giants affiliate, there in late August. Then we're gone for a week, and then we're home for a week, and then that's it.
Wow.
Our last home game is Sunday, September 12th, so it's kind of wild how quickly the season has flown by us.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me as well that a guy that played for Somerset against the Curve last week hit the game-running home run for the Curve last night. You got a chance to see Jack Sawinski in action, huh?
Yeah, great way to indoctrinate yourself to a new set of teammates and a new organization to hit the game-winning home run in your first game. Pretty cool stuff from Jack Sawinski. He came over from the San Diego Padres in that Adam Frazier trade, and he's in the midst of a career-best season. Pretty fun to see him, keep it rolling tonight or last night. Some big power in that bat. He's got a strong arm in right field. He's going to play a little bit of left field for Altoona to start here, but we'll sort of see where it goes. But, just another powerful, talented left-handed bat to add to the order, and sort of what we've been watching all season here in Altoona.
Yeah, I misspoke when I said he came from Somerset, but you did get a couple of guys from there as well. And this is the season when it really, really gets interesting in terms of personnel with teams like the Altoona Curve, because when teams like the Pirates are sending off major leaguers and getting prospects in return, some of those prospects are going to land in Altoona, and it takes a little bit of ingenuity to shuffle the roster enough and find space for all these fellas. And you got to learn some new names.
Yeah, fortunately we're pretty familiar with, as you said, Diego Castillo. We just saw him with Somerset last week. He slotted in at shortstop last night, and Diego can play short, he can play third, he can play second. He's got a really good skill, which I think is very important at the end of the day. He puts his bat on the ball all the time. He doesn't strike out very much, and he's in the midst of a career-best season in the power department as well. His career high was 4 home runs, and he's hit 11 this year in Somerset. So, looking forward to seeing more of Diego Castillo. And the other trade, Christian Binns, is a catcher who's coming over from the Seattle Mariners. He came over in exchange for left-hander Tyler Anderson. So the Pirates made 3 trades in about 48 hours between Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and 3 of those guys are going to end up in the lineup for Altoona at some point here by the end of the week.
And you've got about 30 hours left before the trade deadline, so there could be some other fellas on the way. But that's what minor league baseball is all about. You get a chance to see great prospects come through the system, and some guys are able to hang around for a while and endear themselves to the Curve fans. So we'll look forward to seeing what happens with the Curve as they're currently constituted right now. Trey McGough, pretty impressive earlier this week, wasn't he?
Boy, Trey has just gotten better every time he's taken the ball, and I was crossing paths with a scout at the ballpark, and we happened to chat for a few minutes, and he said, left-handers that throw over 90 miles an hour and can spin the baseball are going to have a chance in this game, and he can do both. So, Trey has shown the good curveball, the good slider, feel for the changeup, and, he had the one start. His first start at home, he didn't throw a lot of strikes, but other than that, he's throwing strikes with reckless abandon and really trusting his stuff in the zone. Had a career-high 9 strikeouts a couple starts ago. It's just become almost a metronome of sorts where he's getting himself into the 6th or 7th inning every time he takes the ball, and he's doing it efficiently. He hasn't rung up a high pitch count, and he's just been really fun to watch. Just a really nice story this season, and a guy who is going to put himself onto the radar of Pittsburgh if he continues throwing the way he has.
I saw him pitching earlier this year, and I can't remember who it was against, but you're right. He's a guy that he's not a big fella, but he gets out there and he really competes. His compete level, as they say, is extremely high. He's a pretty tough-nosed kid.
He sure is. And some of that comes from being a hockey player growing up. Hockey was his second favorite sport, and when he went off to college at Mount St. Mary's, he was chatting with Mike Mastovich from the Johnstown Tribune Democrat the other day, and he was saying, when he had to give up hockey for baseball full time, it was hard, and that is that's always a tough decision for professional athletes, just to focus on one sport. But you can see that Trey brings some of that hockey attitude to the mound, and it served him well.
I think it's kind of neat, too, that his family is always there when Trey's pitching. So many people, the kids that he went to school with and everybody else, they show up. You're rooting for a real hometown boy there when you get to the Curve games, and Trey happens to be on the mound. Wanted to mention as well, Ji-Hwan is starting to rake it again and actually showing a little bit of power that he hadn't shown before.
It was funny. He had not hit a professional home run until he went out on his rehab assignment for the injured left knee. He'd been out about 3-4 weeks, and then he went down to the Complex League in Florida, and he hit one, I think, in his first or second game on rehab assignment. And he came back to Altoona, and, sure enough, 2-3 weeks later, hits a go-ahead 3-run home run last Tuesday at Somerset, and then hits a big 3-run home run, just last night. So, I think that's part of the maturity of any baseball player. We forget, we've watched Ji-Hwan all season. He's only 22 years old. He's going to grow into a little bit more strength as his body matures into his age 23, 24, 25 seasons. And, that is encouraging for him because he's got such great speed that every time he puts the ball in play, he's a real threat on the bases. And if he can add a few more extra base hits and run into a handful of home runs, it's really going to help his game.
Yeah, and his situation is directly impacted by Rodolfo Castro going up to the Pirates. The guys see something like Rodolfo did last night, they can get pretty pumped up, don't they?
Our manager, McGough was talking about this after the game last night, and he was saying, it is great for the guys in our clubhouse to see Castro do what he's doing in the big leagues because it is a reminder to them that they're not very far away, and you never know. It could happen at any time for any guy that's in this clubhouse. And, Castro was already on the 40-man roster at the beginning of the season. So, that sort of made it a little bit easier for him to get to the big leagues this year. But there are several guys on this roster that aren't that far away from getting added to that 40-man and then really being on the radar to play on a regular basis in Pittsburgh because there's more opportunity available for young guys there in Pittsburgh these days in light of a couple trades.
Yeah, Jon Mozes was at the Altoona Curve. Big weekend against the Harrisburg Senators. You started the series with 2 wins, and you'll go for number 3 tonight. But you've got some big happenings happening this weekend, don't you?
I'm really looking forward to our old-time baseball night on Sunday evening. 6 o'clock first pitch, we'll have post-game fireworks. We've got these specialty uniforms that really highlight Altoona's baseball history and railroad heritage. That's presented by the Railroaders Memorial Museum. These jerseys are very cool, and you'll see a lot of our graphics on the video board and on our social media will sort of pay homage to baseball as it were in the 1920s and the 1930s. I'm really looking forward to that event. We've got fireworks on Saturday, free shirts to the first 1,000 fans on Friday. Should be another really fun weekend. And, once we get past a little bit of raindrops this afternoon today, the weather looks like it's going to be really nice the next few days. So should be really fun to watch the Curve and Senators lock horns. Yeah,
and some special promotions coming up, too.
For sure. Very much looking forward to when we come back, against those Somerset Patriots, see those Yankees coming in. We'll have fireworks on a Tuesday night. We're looking forward to, some big, fun items. Curve Concert Series will be happening. Kids can run the bases after the games. And our Top Fun Night, where we pay homage to Top Gun, probably one of my favorite movies of all time. We've got some specialty jerseys lined up for that. That's the 21st of August.
Yeah. At some point, do you say, get in the game, Maverick? Just wondering.
The Top Gun references will be flying on the broadcast, no doubt.
Get in the game, Maverick. All right. Terrific stuff. Jon Mozes, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you. Have a nice week.
You too. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 11 and AM 11.